Hey everyone, welcome to our session on Adobe Spark posts and Adobe Spark products. So to get to the Adobe Spark videos or posts or products, whatever it is, you're just going to go into your web address bar. You can simply Google Adobe Spark, or you can type in spark.adobe.com and it'll come up this way. And you're going to notice as soon as we get here, up in the top right-hand corner, there'll be a little sign in button right above my head. So if we click sign in, you'll be prompted to choose between some things. Now, I know that most of you will probably think that it's going to be to continue with Google, which is over there, but you don't want to. You actually want to use the log in with a school account right below me. So we're going to log in with the school account here. And then here, if you've never logged in before to this, it'll be prompted. And you're going to choose, here's where you'll choose your Google account. And you'll choose, like right over there, you see it says Google account. This gives you more functionality when you go through school. So you go to Google account, and then you're going to be prompted again to choose whether it's the Adobe ID up there or the Enterprise. And you're going to use the Enterprise ID, which would be the OJRC.net one. Now, you should only have to do this once, and then it'll remember you moving forward. If it doesn't, no big deal. You're just going to go through this, and you'll get used to it. So when you log in, immediately you're taken to your dashboard. And I want to just show you a few different things in your dashboard. Above me right here, you see there are a notifications bell. So if you're getting any information, you have your little emoticon, which would be your profile, where you go for your information. There helps in here. So if you ever need help, you can go this way. And then over here, you have a little like their version of the waffle, which is all the different Adobe services, which if you're using all of these things on Adobe, you don't need my help. So don't worry about that stuff, really. So I'm going to turn off I'm going to go back to my office view. Yeah, right here. So, excuse me. Now, in Adobe Spark, you have over on this side, you have your create project, your projects, and your brands. We're not going to get into brands here. That's more for if you want to set up your own branded account for things. And that's something, if you're interested in that, let me know. We can go into that with that one. But you can just simply click on this blue tab to create a new project, and this will work for anything you're going to do. Where this will be the web pages, Adobe Spark pages, the flyer, or a video. What we're going to do though is we're going to take a look at some of these buttons, these custom buttons, and I'll show you that in a second. You can also click on your projects. So if you look at your projects, you can see all the different projects I've started. So these are the ones, if you look, you have your projects up above me here. You have then right next to that, you have shared with you, and then your recent. So you can tell by this shared with you that we actually do have the ability to share projects with different people. And we'll show you that. I'll show you that in a second. So I want to go back to the home, to our dashboard. And I want to show you up here. These are already pre-made kind of templates. Where the aspect ratios are locked for posts you can make. And Adobe Spark Post is all about making visuals. We know that above all else, our students are incredibly visual learners. So these things help. All right. So if you click on any of these different ones, if you want to make a picture, I suggest you go with this Instagram post. This is something that somebody showed me online. And why Instagram? Because it's a square post, the ratio is square, and it gives the kids some functionality. So anytime you make a new post of anything on Adobe Spark, you'll be brought to this blank canvas right here. All right, so here's your blank canvas. Above me, you see it says projects, and you can name it. So, example post. All right, so we have the projects and the name. You have the undo and the redo button. So if you mess anything up, you can. And then over here is where you'll kind of share. So right up top is the sharing if you want somebody to collaborate with you. When you're finished, Adobe Spark, it will save as either a PDF or a picture file. So you can download your Adobe Spark project, or you can share it by publishing it to the web, and then you'll get you'll get a link. So when you're creating Adobe Spark post, you have your canvas in the middle over here, and then over to the right, they'll give you some templates. And if you are somebody who is like me, I am not very incredibly creative. So I like to take these templates, use it sort of as a background, and then change it to fit my needs. right? So you can look through one of these things and you can decide like, okay, here we go. I like this Burger Brothers one, right? So you choose your template you're going to use, and then I'll just hit create. So when you're using Adobe Spark pre-made templates, what you'll do is you'll click on each of these different uh, parts, and then you can edit them. All right, and I'll show you that in a second. All right, so here we are now. You can see it's loaded. I changed my location. I went from the beach to the office because it's time to get to work. So if you look over here, if you click on each of the different parts, it'll give you the option to delete or to replace your picture. The text, you can just double click on the text, and it brings you to here where you can change the text that you want, right, and whatever you need to do. All right, so let me show you now, because I think more importantly than this is just looking at the different types of things you can do. So when it comes to text, as soon as you highlight text, you're brought here and you can see that you have a whole different host of choices for what to creating. You can go through colors. It says text styles in here. And then down in here, if we look at our text, now it's center align. You can go left align. I made the letter spacing really high by mistake, right? So you can go and, again, just like I said up here, if you don't like what you've done to the changes, you just undo hit undo until you go back to where you were. Because if you drag something by mistake, so here we go. Look at this again. You can change the font. There's a whole host of fonts in here, not as many as what you would find in a Google Doc or something along the lines, but you can add your own. So you change the font. You can change the alignment again. You can change the size of your letters to make them bigger or smaller, which will also change the size of your tag behind it. So there's a whole host of different things. You can change the colors. So right now it has my current color, so it gives you a couple different suggested color schemes here, or you can go through all the different color schemes. All right, so there's a whole bunch of different ways you can change the shape of the object behind it. You can change the effects, the font effects, so maybe you have a little bit of a shadow or an outline, and then the style. So just kind of mess around, and you can play throughout these, and you can look at all the different things you can do with your text. When it comes to images, if I look here and I'm going to replace my image, just so you're aware, you have a few different options for photos. You can upload a photo you've saved. You can connect to your Google Photos or connect to your Google Drive, or if you have a Dropbox account. Or the other one, which is really cool, is you can find free photos. And these are all marked for commercial reuse, so you don't have to worry about anything dealing with copyright infringements, right? So if you don't like this cheeseburger one, you want to use a different burger photo, you can. If you decide you want to try and do something else, you're more than welcome to change that one. So you have your images where you can search, and just like with the text, you have a whole host of different things you can do. You can change filters to kind of make it look a little different if you want to, and really make your visuals pop. All right. So once you're happy with your product, you're going to share it in one of a few ways. And again, you can share by publishing your post to the web and then getting a link, right? So share, and then I hit publish. And then you can see it's creating a link right now, and you can send it right to your social accounts and email, Google Classroom if you want to, or here's your link where you can copy your link, or you can download it as a PNG or JPEG file, so picture file, which would work. So play around, create something that you would like, or try and think of ways you might use this in your class.